So, welcome to day two of this series. I hope you have understood the part one of the series, what we will be doing, and the terminologies around it. Today, we will dive deep into the couple of technical parts, more into the GitHub, where we will set up the repository. So, before we begin, I wanted to highlight is that uh, whatever repository we will be creating from scratch, you can create it along with me, or the actual repository where the final code is there. I have given it in the description box. You can also take the whole code from that repository as well. The repository that we will be creating, or I will be creating along with you, I will delete that because that's just for a demo purpose. But the actual repository, the actual working one, I have already given that in the description box. Please take all the codes and all the working codes from there into the repository. So what we will be doing today? So today, on the day two of this setup, what we will do is we have one agenda. So on the day two, what we will do, we will set up the GitHub repository. So we will set up the GitHub repository. We will do the code repository setup from scratch, and also for the deployment purpose. So the deployment from GitHub will happen on our last part of the series. But for that, we need one GitHub repository to code. So this is the reason we will set up the GitHub repository from scratch, and we will create the repository and update the settings, couple of settings there if needed. What do I mean by settings? Please wait and follow me through this video so that you can understand. So let's go to the GitHub and create a repository. So as you can see, I am inside my GitHub repository, and this is the final repository that I have already completed, and the code is working. I will give it in the description box. You can take the code from this repository. But for your understanding and how to follow me through, you can just create a new repository here. And while creating a new, so first of all, if you don't have any GitHub account, please create a new GitHub account. It's very easy and it's a free one. You can create. And after that, after you create the GitHub repository, GitHub organization, you just have to give the name, maybe demo ECS Fargate. Demo ECS Fargate, this is available, and the description is optional. I will make it private, and I will add a README file, and a git ignore is very important. For this, I will add a git ignore of Terraform, and I will add a license of Apache, and that's it. So I will create the repository. So the creation of repository is very easy. So this is my repository. So demo ECS Fargate, you see the git ignore file is created. This is very important because some of the things we will do from local. So when you do it something in your local with Terraform, under this Terraform, there will be lots of your huge files are created, and some of them are very huge. So the Git will actually reject your push request. That might happen. So this is why the git ignore file is very much needed. What we can do now, if you want to follow me, just add a file here. We will first add the workflow without any further delay. We will first do the workflow, but the workflow is a basic one. There is nothing inside of it. There is nothing in it. It will just work as a placeholder, which we will explain in my fifth video, in the last video. So first of all, we will do is create a new file, add file, then create a new file, and then you have to give it a name. So the name is .github. Please give this name, and then my workflows, and then the file name. The file name is deploy.yaml. So this is just a name. This is just a placeholder, nothing inside of it, and I will commit the changes. And I will commit changes. So you see in my repository, I have .github, then workflows, and under workflows, we have this deploy YAML. Inside of it, nothing is there, which is okay. And then this deploy.yaml, what it does, it actually triggers the GitHub Actions. So the GitHub Actions is something that tries to deploy your infrastructure into the account that we will be mentioning. So you see the first workflow is failure because there is nothing inside of it. It did not find anything. So the file is a blank file. So it will fail, which is kind of acceptable. Now what we will do, another more important thing that we have to do here is we have to set up one environment variable for this thing. So you remember what we have to do. We are actually running a container image. We will create all the infrastructure as code to run the container image with ECS, Fargate and everything. And then we will run the container image to a particular account with our ECS Fargate. Okay. So for that, we need to give the account ID somewhere in our secrets. So we go back to, this is my AWS account where we will be, where I will be deploying my code, and I will take the account ID here. This is the account ID I copied, and I come back to my GitHub, go to settings, and then on the secrets and variables under actions. So this is the place where you can store your action secrets and variable, GitHub action secrets and variable. So the first secret is this is my secret, AWS account ID, and the secret value is this one. This is my AWS account ID, and I will add the secret. That's it. This is the only secret that we have to add. And then we come back to our repository. Now we will clone the repository. You know how to clone it. So we go to code and then copy the SSH link, and whatever terminal you use, you open it. So first of all, what you have to do, you need to configure your AWS credentials. So whatever AWS account ID you will be using, you need to configure your credentials. So I have already configured it. So this is the access key and this is the secret key, and I have configured it, so I don't need to do it anymore. But if you want to use it, then you need to configure your AWS credentials for that. So the first thing we will be doing is cloning the repository. For that, I have a command called git clone and then the repository name, and then the cloning is done. And after that, I will open this repository with any of the IDE of your choice. So I will open the repository now. So here is the repository that I have opened with my IDE, and we will do everything in this repository now. And then after we are done, we will push this code to the repository to deploy it with GitHub Actions. So what we will do, we will first copy the code from the actual repository to this one so that we can run manually, or we can deploy the infrastructure manually, and I will explain the code, each and every term of it. And then after the manual deployment is done, then we will move to GitHub Actions and we will build up the actions file, and then we will deploy the code with GitHub Actions. Okay. So that's it for today. For this second day of this series, we wanted to create a GitHub repository, and we wanted to do it from scratch. And then we want to check out the code from the, we want to check out the, or we want to clone the code in our local. In the third part of the series, where we will be pasting, or we will be copy pasting couple of codes from our actual repository to this one, and then we will manually deploy the code, where I will explain the code to you, and it will be more exciting part. So I hope you really liked this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. So thanks for watching the second part of the series, which is really a short one, but I really hope you have enjoyed it. I will be back with the third part of the series, where we will where I will explain the code to you. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, so please like, share, comment and subscribe. Comment your thought as well. So I will be back with the third part of the series. So till then, take care and goodbye.